G'day, Jason from Brew here. Brew Day. It's a Vienna Pale Ale. I'm going to use all Vienna malts just in the mash at the minute. I'll show you what that looks like in the tick. Decided on Citra and Riwaka for the hops. And based on some information in Hut Brewer on Facebook, might go for some Riwaka as a dry hop as well, but we'll have to see how she is after fermentation. Been pretty busy, hence the lack of Homebrew Wednesdays. Last 3 weeks we've had Mrs. Brew's birthday, Little Miss Brew's birthday, and some other stuff going on, so just haven't had any time at all. But I'll show you what the little bearsies looks like. There she is. So it's just Tom's just gone off to sparge, so let's get into it. I had to do one-handed, so I'll come back when I got my first runnings. Bit of floaties in there. So as you do this until it's clear, obviously, and then we'll get the old sparge water from the old pot over there and do a sparge. Pretty sure we've all seen sparging, so it's not anything I think I'll film, so we'll catch you on the other side. There we go. Looking pretty clear. You could excuse one for taking a piss in the bucket even. So I'll just collect about 14 litres and then just keep sparging. About a litre at a time. Tin foil works pretty well. So I'll probably collect about 14 litres and then chuck it in the kettle, get that going, and then collect another 10 to 12 depending on how it's coming out, and then I'll collect one of these from the very final runnings and bloom my yeast in it. Seems to work pretty well. It worked alright for the last couple of brews, so may as well carry on doing it. So yeah, we'll catch you when we've got a boil. Okay, 13 litres ready to rock and roll. Got a shit in there. And still sparging. Just got the lid half on there. It's a bit chilly in the mighty Manawa too. Might have a bit of rain come through. Noticeably lighter. All good day. Alright, we'll keep going and I'll see you soon. Well, we have a chance before it starts raining. Been in a couple of drops already. Those that are on the book face would have seen it already, but we finally have kegs. Stoked. So came with 2 kegs, 2 taps, all the line, disconnects, regulator. The only thing that was missing was obviously the gas bottle, but for the moment we're just going to use a soda stream bottle until we can sort out a bottle. I got one off Shady that I need to take in and see if they can chuck a valve or not. I had a conversation with the guy at the gas place on the phone, and he wasn't too comfortable saying that he could do it over the phone, so I'll take it in there and see what sort of price we're looking at to get it all set up. Don't actually have a fridge to chuck them in yet either, so might have to get a picnic pack to just for now until I can sort out a fridge. I have a dedicated beer fridge, but it's not. Won't be able to get those 2 kegs in there, and the fridge I use for fermentation is actually buggered, so it's on a temperature control to stop it freezing up, so not too comfortable with leaving 2 kegs full of beer in there. But students will be leaving for second semester in a couple of months from Palmerston North, so should be some cheap shit on Trade Me, so we'll see how we go. But collected 13 litres already, we just wait for that to come up to a boil. And still collecting, we've got a further 13, so I'll wait until I got 14 litres in there and chuck her in the pot and then wait for a boil. Hopefully it doesn't start raining too hard. Don't want to water down the beer. Yeah, all spudged out, spent grains. Delicious. So there's 27 litres in the kettle, so we'll just wait for that to come to a boil. But what I do with my spent grains, just take it for a wee walkie. Onto the compost. And out of that compost, we get some tomatoes. Oh, that one's off now. We get tomatoes, so hops that are dying off. Some rhubarb over here, we're going to make a rhubarb saison at some point. Most important, most incredible thing I've ever seen come out of spent grains is my lawn of silver beet. So that's all self-sown. Planted, I don't know, 2 or 3 plants last year, and used my spent grains to as compost. And at the start of this season, the stalks that were coming out of the ground were about as thick as my wrist. They were massive. So I pulled all them out, and this is what's left, apart from the nightshade there and a cucumber plant. It's not doing too well. But like SJ says, enjoying the fruits of your labour is awesome. There's a rhubarb. It's not doing too well this year. Hasn't redded up as much as I thought it would. But we'll make a rhubarb saison at some point. Made one a couple of years ago and it turned out really good. So yeah, back into the kegs. These are Coke kegs, but from what I've read on the internet, they've been changed over to ball lock instead of pin lock, so pretty happy with that. There's the other one there. Clearly Chinese Coke, or Korean Coke, not English Coke anyway. So yeah, pretty stoked with that. Turn down the racket. But yeah, pretty stoked. So I've been watching some videos on kegging, reading up on kegging, just to see what we need to do. They need to be cleaned out, so I'll get the old OxyClean onto that, give them a soak for a week or two while this thing ferments, and then chuck it in there and see how we go. I think just for now, whilst we get the rest of it sorted out, we'll just use the fermentation fridge as much as I don't want to, but there's really nowhere else to chuck it. Yeah. Alright, we'll see you for the first hop edition. Only a 10-minute edition, 20 grams of Citra and Riwaka and some copper flop. Smell of that is amazing. No bag today yet, I thought I'd just let it do its thing. Here we go, flame out. Just getting some bigger drops around there, so it's 30 grams of Citra. Flame off. Wicked. I'm just going to let that sit for about 10 minutes. And then I'll chuck her in the old ghetto chiller over there. It'll get up ready to rock. 24 and a bit litres of 1041, which was bang on what I was wanting. Just pitch the yeast and use the old magic wand to stir it up, so I'll let it ferment. So it can't be Homebrew Wednesday without a home brew, so cracked one of our Chubby Highlanders. It's a beer I brewed in my first Homebrew Wednesday. It's all carbonated and just about gone, to be honest. Still not a big fan of Soven, just something missing, but this has come out alright. So cheers for watching, cheers for your comments, cheers for subbing. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Yeah, still isn't right. Cheers.